Did you know that the energy of giving and receiving creates an energy circuit that, when disrupted, can limit your expansion, your growth, and your success? Join me as I dive into the secrets of the energy of giving and receiving. Hi, this is Lori from High Vibe Aloha channel. Thank you for joining me today. I really hope you enjoy our topic. It is on giving and receiving energy. Giving and receiving, there's usually a delicate balance that we strive for with family and friends to enhance the relationships. Whether it's family or friends or colleagues or even strangers, we try to balance this dance or energy of giving and receiving. This intricate balance of give and take can make all the difference in building strong, meaningful relationships. Let's be real. Finding that balance sometimes is not an easy feat. So often we find ourselves giving to the point of exhaustion or struggling to receive graciously, which may lead to feelings of resentment or guilt. Several years ago, I experienced this energy in a real way. We were at one of our rental properties, and my husband was having a discussion with the property manager about improvements he was wanting to do. And so I was just kind of hanging back and waiting. In the meantime, one of our tenants offered me a Pepsi. And because I don't really drink soda, I said, "Oh, no, thanks." And it was no big deal. He put it back in the fridge and, I just continued to wait. I didn't really think anything of it until I received a telepathic lesson from my deceased grandmother. She said, when someone offers you something, you accept it graciously. He was giving you what he could, and by saying no, you shut down that giving energy. So I explained to her telepathically, of course, that I don't even drink soda and I don't want to take something I'm not going to use because I know that they have limited income. She further explained that by judging his ability to give, that was even worse. She said if it was in fact true that he had limited income, then his give or giving energy was even bigger. And by shutting it down and saying no, I could appear haimakamaka, which is a Hawaiian expression for like snobby or like, too good or something like that. And although she knew that I'm not haimakamaka and that it is not my intention, that it could appear that way. And that is why that energy circuit can break down. She said that even though she knows I'm not haimakamaka, that by saying no, it broke the energy circuit, and that everything is energy. Every interaction, every exchange is energy. And by saying no, you shut down the giving energy. From that day forward, after the experience with our tenant and my telepathic lesson from my grandma, I never ever say no when something is offered to me with this giving energy. I graciously accept and complete the giving and receiving circuit. Accepting the gift brings joy to the giver. By declining the gift, you shut off the high vibing, joyful energy. Just shuts down that energy circuit. By the way, giving and receiving doesn't have to be with the same person to complete the energy circuit. Although I don't usually drink soda, I could have accepted the gift graciously and then paid it forward and passed it on to someone else who would appreciate it. The energy by which you give the gift is important. So if I pass that soda forward and said, "Oh, someone offered it to me and I didn't really want it, so do you want it?" It's a different energy, a lower vibing energy than by giving someone the soda and say, "Hey, could you use this? I thought you might enjoy this." Right? It's such a different vibration or a different feeling of energy, even when giving the gift. Pay it forward is a good example of this concept. I have a friend who went to a coffee drive-up and was surprised when she got to the cashier who said, "Oh, the person in front of you paid for your coffee." It made her feel so good. Her vibes were high. She was so happy about that. She continued to do it. And so she would often go to the coffee drive up and pay for the person behind her to continue this high vibing energy of giving and receiving. Also, a reminder, the giving and receiving energy doesn't have to be monetary or like physical gifts. It can be just helping someone out. The more of this giving and receiving energy circuit that flows, the closer you become to your family, your friends, your communities, your neighbors who give and take and continue this energy circuit vibing high, bringing the relationships closer. So I got to thinking, what factors really interfere with this energy of giving and receiving? Why do we seem to oscillate between giving and receiving and create an imbalanced circle that prevents us from creating the most ideal and expansive, successful relationships? I came up with 3 things that could stand in our way. One major hurdle is our own emotional baggage. We might be holding on to feelings of inadequacy or low self-worth, which makes us feel that we always need to give more than we can receive. Or it could be simply we're not used to receiving help and support, and we're used to just doing things on our own. So we subconsciously push away others with their offers to help, or just resist their ability to assist when needed. We may not feel worthy of receiving, so we always feel that we always need to give more than we receive back. This causes an imbalance in the giving and receiving energy circuit. Second, societal roles and expectations can also cause a disruption in this energy circuit. We are often told that giving is virtuous and a sign of generosity and something positive, and that receiving may mean that we're weak or needy or something that is a negative connotation. This skewed perspective can help us prioritize giving over receiving, which can cause an unhealthy balance in this cycle, even if it means neglecting our own needs and desires. I see this issue many times with healers, energy workers, and caregivers. They are quick to give, but find it very hard to receive. The thing is, by only giving, you run the risk of depleting your own energy stores and becoming out of balance emotionally, physically, and even financially. When you give and cannot receive, you block the flow of energy, such disrupting the cycle or circuit of the giving and receiving energy. You are stopping the flow of energy. So imagine this. So you give, you provide your service, the energy is flowing to your recipient, and they offer you payment, and you say, no, 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 no. Then you are blocking the flow of the energy. Energy just stops. So you can imagine how exhausting this is and how it would limit your expansion, your growth, and your success. We need to reframe receiving from a taking concept to a spreading joy concept. When you are able to receive, you bring joy to the giver and you spread the joy. You continue to expand the energy cycle and you build closer relationships, stronger connections, and the energy of success, growth, and expansion continues to level up. So like I said, giving doesn't mean always giving monetarily or a gift or a physical gift. It can be just helping out. So if someone offers to do something nice for you or gives you a compliment, receive it graciously and say, thank you, I accept. You will be bonded a little more closely as this giving and receiving energy can continue to flow between you and around you. I know a lot of people, when given a compliment, will try to downplay whatever is being complimented. So for example, if someone says, hey, I love your jacket, they'll say, oh, this old thing, I've had it for 10 years and I just threw it on today. So you can see how that feels, right? The giver is giving you a compliment in a high vibing, joyful way because they truly like your jacket. And by you saying it's just an old thing, you then diminish that energy and the flow stops. But if you had said, where the giver says, I really love your jacket. And you said, thanks so much. I like it too. It was a special gift. Or, continue to elaborate in a higher vibing way if you would like, or simply say, thank you. I love it too. You can see the difference in the feeling of that, right? It's like high vibes coming at you, high vibes being received. So then that continues the flow and circuit of energy. And you can see how that response might continue with this high vibing, relationship building conversation. Something as simple as a compliment is a gift. So practice your receiving and your giving by giving compliments and receiving them graciously. By playing down the compliment, for example, saying, oh no, this old thing or whatever, it is again trying to humble down, right? Or diminish the giver's compliment or giving in an attempt to not sound snobby, or like my grandma would say, hi maka maka, right? You want to like seem more humble. So you say, oh, it's just an old thing or whatever, but that is someone who does not understand this circuit of giving and receiving. When you understand the circuit, you don't say that. You say, thank you so much. I love it too, right? So that would then complete the energy cycle. I hope that was a good example for you. A third common challenge is that we might feel that if we receive, that it increases our vulnerability. When we receive gifts from others, we may feel that we appear weak or vulnerable, or in some way we are surrendering some level of control. This can feel uncomfortable, especially if we're not usually on the giving end. Emotional intelligence is vital when navigating this landscape of giving and receiving. By tuning in to our own emotions and those of others, we can better understand when to give and how to communicate our needs effectively. Setting clear boundaries is also crucial, ensuring that we're not overcommitting. Reciprocity is also another important aspect of giving and receiving. When we focus on the value that we can provide someone, we're more likely to attract people who will be willing to reciprocate. This doesn't mean that we're keeping score or we're expecting direct rewards, but rather we're cultivating a relationship based on mutual appreciation and respect. In Hawaii and in Asian culture in general, giving and receiving reciprocity is part of the culture. Being mindful of the energy of reciprocity is important. Are you reciprocating out of obligation, or are you reciprocating out of joyfulness and abundance and gratitude? This is the key. Giving from a place of generosity and abundance and gratitude increases your vibration, because they're all high vibing emotions, and it can increase your vibration as the giver and the vibration of the receiver. Ultimately, creating and achieving a healthy balance between giving and receiving lies in embracing our own worthiness. When we recognize our inherent value and deservingness of love, support, and kindness, we're more likely to receive graciously and give from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. I hope you enjoyed this exploration of giving and receiving energy. By being conscious of this energy cycle, you can recognize if you are breaking the cycle in any way. If so, you can work on leveling up your skills on either side of this energy. We can identify if we have any limiting beliefs and improve on cultivating emotional intelligence, setting clear boundaries, and embracing our own worthiness to create more harmonious and mutually beneficial relationships that keep our vibration going high. Thanks for joining me on this journey of this giving and receiving energy. If you have a personal story or insight to share, please write it in the comments below. And if you're curious about other related topics, please check out our other videos and subscribe to our channel. Mahalo!